We're here in Karamoja slum, and I'm here with Kaweesa. There's a lot of need, and yet there's people right in this community that would be thrilled to be mobilized with some resources that could really help these families, really help them to learn to love God, love His Word, and also be able to feed and provide. What challenges do you face as moms trying to raise your children? I'm also a mom, and it's not easy in the best of circumstances, but what are some of your challenges that you face?
Naye maama nga mulumuli naye ababuuza okusomoozebwa kimusanga okuza abaana bammwe mu mbeera eno. Oba bizibu ki bimusanga okuza abaana bammwe mu mbeera eno? The problem is mostly food. They don't have food. And also the diseases, sickness, sometimes affect them a lot.
What are some of the things you like most about being a mom? Some of the favorite parts about seeing your children?
Abuuza nti bintu ki byemusanyukira okuba nga muli bamaama? Kiki ky'owulira nti oli musanyufu nti oli maama? They feel happy when they see their children growing, prospering, and they are playing outside. Yeah, and also they feel happy when their children go to school.
Do you like to try to buy milk for your children, and is that a possible thing that you can afford?
Mwali mugezezzaako okugulira abaana bammwe amata era musobola okuba nga musobola okugagula amata ago. She's saying that whenever they have money they can buy, but mostly they can't afford to buy milk.
How much is a cup of milk?
Amata ga sente meka? Ekikopo.
Nate ogenda gula amata lusanvu. Bateekamu amata kitundu ne baleeta amazzi ne bajjuza mu kikopo kwegamba n'owowa omwana asigala adduka n'adduka kubanga si mata gateekeddwa.
She's saying that the cup of milk is 700, but what do? They just put little milk and then they add water to make that 1 cup. So whenever they give to their babies, they get kind of diarrhea because it's not pure milk.
Wow. Would they be interested in a milk that would be pure milk and very concentrated for less than 100 shillings?
Nti muyinza okusanyukira okubeera n'amata agali amata amakwafu ku sente ntono ennyo. They would be happy.
So I don't know if they've ever seen soya beans in the store, or if they have ever had land where they could grow soya beans.
Mwali muwiddeko ku soya oba ne mubeerako n'awantu we balima soya?
Yeah. And how much is a kilo of soya?
Kilo ya soya ya sente meka? She's saying at this time she can't tell.
Okay, I've heard that it's about 2,000 shillings for a kilo of soya in most places. And with that, how much soya milk can you make, Edward?
In 1 kilo, we make like 6 liters of soya milk.
And then what else can you make with the soya?
Yeah, with the soya, we can make soya mandazi. Of their tiny balls like this. You can make like 100 of them, and you can also make scrambled eggs. all tofu.
So, and we've had some women who are in this type of situation doing a small business out of making these soya products and then being able to sell them, right?
Yes.
Can you share a bit about that?
Yeah, actually, there's so many people after having these lessons of farm stew have gone ahead and started their small businesses. And we have an example of a lady called Florence in Kalilo, whereby after getting these lessons, she started her own business, and now she is able to pay for school fees of her kids and also to cater for the home.
Yeah, we got to visit with her last week and it just gave us a lot of hope. She actually wants to expand her business, so she was trying to save money to buy a second mortar so that she can pound more beans and make more product because her customer demand is higher than she can keep up with. So that was a pretty hopeful story, and I guess I would hope the same for these women. Their children need the protein desperately. You can see a little bit of discoloration in their hair, and we've walked past several children with stomachs that are quite distended, indicating a pretty severe protein malnutrition. And the American Heart Association has said that soya protein is of such a high quality that you can actually have that be your only protein and you would be sufficient. And we know also lots of different vegetables that they could grow also have small amounts of protein and a lot of micronutrients that the children also desperately need. So we're asking for help to mobilize Farm Stew Uganda. We're now in the Jinja district and we don't have any staff here. Our staff has been pulled into about 10 different districts already, and that's a huge, huge land area, and they are getting calls all the time, and we want to be able to mobilize more people, but we also need resources to be able to do that. And God has opened so many doors to make it possible to do what we've done so far, and we're trusting Him to continue opening doors, but He works through people, and so we're asking you to be involved in helping mobilize more people like Edward and others who've sacrificially been bringing this message to villages and communities. For a year now, they've trained 11,000 people in countless villages, hospitals, schools, and churches. And so we're just asking for you to pray about it and go to farmstew.org. It's www.farmstew.org, and check us out, learn our story, send us an email, and think about if you want to be part of the team. So thank you so much. And wevale.
Mwebale nnyo. Tugenda kukomawo, tujja kukomawo tubasomese engeri musobola okukolamu amata ga soya.
We're just leaving the home of the ladies who are struggling to feed their children and walking by this beautiful soya plant right here. So the climate is perfect. You could actually grow soya year-round here. It would need some water in certain times of the year, but it's a perfect climate because they have long daylight hours all year round. They don't have a winter like we do in my climate. And this plant looks incredibly healthy, so they can do it. They just need some training and some land. Hi. Thank you for welcoming us into your home. So I see you're a farmer, right? You're growing sugarcane? Yeah. Where is the field where you're growing?
This is the business.
Okay. So how long have you been a sugarcane farmer?
I've been here for something 4 years.
Okay. So is this your wife here preparing dinner?
My wife, my children.
Okay. And what kind of food do you generally eat?
We eat kosho.
Kosho. And that's made of maize? Matoke. Matoke, the bananas? That's cassava. So that's your primary food, matoke, maize, kosho, and cassava. Okay. And have you heard about protein?
What?
About protein? Protein is what comes from sometimes fish or sometimes soya. I don't know if you've ever had soya.
Okay, soya we plant.
Okay.
This fresh fish.
Okay.
The price is too high.
It's too high.
So,
For the fish and the soya or just the soya?
like only use soya.
You have used soya. Okay. And how do you prepare and eat the soya?
That soya we just use it by taking morning tea. Just fry it.
You fry the hard beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're kind of hard. So do you give those to your children then, the young children?
No, no please.
No. Okay, because how old are they when they first get to try the soya?
Yeah. How what?
How old do they have to be, your children, before you give them some soya?
No, any of them.
You don't give them. No, no. So protein is something that children actually need for growing strong and healthy. And so one of the things that we have been doing, we're with FARM STEW Uganda, and we've been trying to teach people a little bit about nutrition so that they can have their children be a little bit healthier, or a lot healthier, hopefully, and stronger, and maybe better able to pay attention in school. Is that something that would be of interest to you?
Yes.
Yeah. So have you ever heard that you can get milk from soya?
Milk.
Yes.
I don't know.
No? Okay. Well, do you have a mortar in your home
What?
for pounding? A mortar?
I don't know.
No, you don't. Okay. Well, there's other ways to handle that, but how expensive? Are mortars pretty expensive? 10,000. Is that something you think you could save up for? If it could help you make milk for your children?
Yes, I know.
Uh-huh. Do you ever buy milk for your children?
Yes, I know.
How much is it for a cup?
Come
700. And what if there was a milk that was maybe less than 100 shillings that was just as healthy and also very clean and not diluted? Would that be of interest?
Yes, I know.
Okay. One of the things that we are teaching people is that you can make soya from milk, and that it's actually a very, very high quality protein. And you can also, when you squeeze the soya after soaking overnight, then you pound it in a mortar and you squeeze it, and out of it comes the milk, but then what's left inside you could add to your posho, and it would make your posho a much healthier food for your children too. Would that be of interest if someone could come and train you about how to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Edward, is that something you think that we could do in the near future?
Yeah, exactly. We are going to try to see when we are coming back so that we can train these people how to, because the good thing, they know soya, but they only don't know how they can make soya meal out of it. So we shall come back here and then train them how they can make soya milk so that they can feed their children in order to grow health-wise.
Well, we thank you for your time, and we wish the very best, and we know we're all made in God's image, your children, my children, and He wants the very best for all of His children. So that's why we came, and I want to thank you for your time and sharing with us. God bless you.
That's the only
Soya milk. It talks about it right here, how to make the soya milk. So when you soak 1 cup of beans in water overnight from sunset to sunrise, then you can just take it, you can either cook it then with fresh water, or you can just start pounding right away. Some people in Uganda think it tastes better if you just pound it right away. So we teach that, and then from the byproduct that stays in the cloth, so you want to use a very clean cloth, and then from the byproduct we mix it with vegetables that are chopped up. And so we also teach gardening, vegetable gardening. so that people can raise their own vegetables and eat a rainbow of color. We encourage people not these specific vegetables if you don't have access to them, but when God created a rainbow, He created a whole color spectrum, and when you eat across the rainbow, you actually get the nutrients that you need. And so what concerns me a little bit about the diet for your children is what color is kosho? It's white, right? And matoke is almost white, and cassava is white. And I tell people that my skin is white, right? So when I come to Africa, I get a sunburn, and my skin is 4 times more likely to get cancer than your beautiful black skin. And what you have a protection in your skin that comes from the dark color that I don't have. But when you're eating the white food instead of the rainbow of color, or even the dark comes from millet or sorghum, you're actually making your insides white and like more prone to cancers, more prone to diabetes, more prone to heart disease. So the colors represent different vitamins and minerals that your children need. And so, like for example, the orange ones that you can get in mango or pumpkin, or even the orange flesh sweet potatoes, those orange colors will help with their eyesight and also help them to fight off infection without the medicine. So there's just a lot of things, just simple things. Even if you planted, took even just plastic bags or old containers and planted some plants here with some tomatoes or some greens, or some pumpkin seeds, stuff like that could really probably boost the health of your children without really spending any money. So those are the types of things that we train on. We also train on water and sanitation and hygiene, because those are so important also for fighting infection. So you're a smart man. I'm going to leave this with you, and hopefully it will be a blessing to you and your family. And when they come back for training, I hope that they can mobilize you and your family, and your wife can learn the techniques of making soya. So maybe save up for your mortar, because we'll have you put it to good use. And also, some people are selling the products that they can make from soya, and making, they're not getting rich quick, but they're being able to send their children to school, and also, seeing their children's health improve as a result. So we would love to see that for your family. You want to add anything else?
Yes, I want to promise him that very soon we are coming to train you people here around here, and we hope that the rest of you shall come and inform you so that you can be part of that training. We are going to train you how to make soya meal, soya mandazi, and soya scrambled eggs, right? You can be using it at home to give your children, and also yourselves to use it, and also you can start a small business which can add to the business which you are doing right now, so that you can increase your income. And then God will help you so that you can pay to your business.
I should keep moving my head.
Yep, I think it's enough.
Thank you a lot.